Have you ever been alone in a dark room, like completely alone, and you've heard the whispers and faint laughter of a child? If not, consider yourself lucky, because what happens in this story is nothing short of nightmare fuel. I'm your host, Severed Soul. When Jordan was 21, he worked maintenance and custodial duties at a daycare attached to a Catholic school. The job itself was demanding, hauling crates, cleaning classrooms, setting up for events, repairing whatever had broken, and reporting anything suspicious that might put a child at risk. Some days he opened the building, some days he closed it, but most evenings he was the last person on the property. He worked alongside one older man, Bob, who technically supervised him. But by Friday evenings, Bob always left early, leaving Jordan to finish the shift alone. This night was one of those Fridays. The sun was already down and the building was silent. The staff and children had gone home hours ago, and Bob told him the last tasks before leaving. Clean the classrooms, pack the remaining Thanksgiving decorations, bring those crates down to the basement, and bring the Christmas crates back up. Simple, tedious, and all too familiar. Jordan locked the doors behind Bob and started the routine. The daycare basement sat beneath the old school building. It wasn't fully finished, not fully safe, and not fully a basement. Something between a storage area and a crawl space. The ceiling was low enough that Jordan, at 6'3", had to duck in certain spots to avoid hitting his head. And the lighting down there was terrible. Dim bulbs in the corners, no proper overhead lighting, just a faint wash from the tiny windows near the ceiling. During the day, it wasn't too bad, but now, with night outside, the basement swallowed most of the light. Jordan used his flashlight every time he had to go down there. He carried the Thanksgiving crates down one by one, stacking them lazily near the front of the basement. He was ready for the weekend, ready to go home. He was lugging one of the Christmas containers up the stairs when he heard something that sent a shiver down his spine. It was a child's voice, followed by laughter, muffled and distant, but unmistakable. Jordan froze. He stopped pushing the crate and listened. And there it was again. He immediately checked every room in the building, the classrooms, the playroom, the art room, the bathrooms, even the lobby. The entire place was completely empty and eerily silent. But every few minutes, the muffled voice returned. There was only one place he hadn't checked: the basement. Jordan walked to the basement door and stood at the top of the stairs, flashlight in hand. He waited. Something moved down there. It was faint, but it was real. Like someone shifting their weight on concrete, or a child running. If a kid had somehow wandered down there, he needed to find them immediately. He rushed downstairs shouting, "Who's here?" His voice sharply echoed through the corridor. At the end of the hall, inside the storage room, something caught his eye. One of the plastic ride-on toy cars, you know, the red and yellow ones that the kids push along with their feet. Yeah, one of those things moved, just for a second, before coming to a complete stop. Those things don't just move on their own. They aren't battery-powered, so it can't have been a malfunction. Someone had just pushed it. Jordan scanned the entire room. No child, no footsteps, no movement anywhere. So he called out again. Pure silence. A heavy, unnatural silence, so thick it felt like the entire basement was listening to him. He began opening boxes and containers, searching for a hiding child, but after a moment he realised the cold, hard truth. None of these crates could be opened from the inside. No kid could have climbed in and closed it themselves. The feeling hit him all at once. He was alone, but he was also not really alone. He didn't know how he knew, he just knew that there was a presence down there with him. And then, behind him, something plastic hit the floor, hard. Jordan didn't turn round, didn't look, didn't breathe. He sprinted up the stairs, heart hammering, and as he reached the top, he heard a sound he would never forget. A child's whisper. It was soft, it was close, maybe too close, and absolutely 100% real. He slammed the basement door, hands shaking, and he called Bob. He explained everything, and Bob told him plainly, "If you think a child is down there, you have to call the police." Jordan knew there wasn't a child down there. Well, not a living one anyway. But he called 911 regardless because, well, he really didn't know what else to do. When the officers arrived, they searched the entire basement with him. Obviously, they found nothing. No child, no signs of anyone hiding, no dropped toys or objects that could have made the sound that he heard. Just crates and boxes piled and stacked exactly where they had been, and the police officers left with nothing to report. Jordan didn't return to the basement. He didn't finish the decorations, and just a few days before Christmas, he quit the job entirely. He never went back into that building again.